I'm lost for words. Just, yeah. Fuck. P9.
Hello, everyone. I am Liz.
And I'm Iz, and welcome back to the P9 Pod.
Woo! Yay! Race week. Woohoo!
Race recap.
Double header.
Oh, double header?
Well, because
back to back for next week. I was like, yeah. As I don't know if y'all tapped into last week's pit stop for Olivia Rodrigo's new album. It was super fun. Had a blast there.
Listen to it if you haven't.
Please do. But there was a brief mention of my former favorite driver, Kevin Magnussen, having a little time in NASCAR that we were going to cover at the top of this video real quick. Liz, I don't think you watched at all, did you?
I didn't.
Okay. I was on a family trip. I went to go see my nephew, Caden, shout out, and the rest of my family. And we were watching some NASCAR, as they do. Got to see my man, Kevin. Honestly, great show from him. Happy to see him back on the screen. But the main topic of conversation after that race is a classic Kevin move of confrontation.
He's so funny. He's just a silly guy.
The funniest. And like the memes of everybody being like, oh my god, like NASCAR thought they were going to get somebody poised and polished from like the European circuits. Wrong. Never with Kevin.
Wrong.
Nope. So pardon if I got this information wrong or this pronunciation is incorrect, but Noah Gragson, I believe is how you say his name. He was up in front of Kevin. Kevin honestly had a lot of like bad luck during the race, can't lie, but ended up in like 23rd if I'm not mistaken. Not too bad of a first showing. But this guy Noah was in front of him and he kept cutting him off, and like, again, I don't know the rules of NASCAR, but like almost moving under braking. After the race, the two of them just got into it on camera.
Well, if that's not a Kevin Magnussen move, I don't know what is.
Correct. Like, flashback to Nico and him. I won't quote it here because I can't, but classic clip. And classic Kevin. So happy to have him back in the racing series. I know he did Le Mans, I believe, that same weekend.
He's crazy. He's wildin'.
Just wanted to shout out Kevin and his crazy antics as always.
I did have to highlight a tweet that I literally sent you, I think, where people were like, all the F1 fans hate him, but they're like going to bat for him now because like he might be the black sheep of the family, but he's in the family. I'm like, that's Kevin.
Oh.
Like, don't try to fight me on Kevin. That's my man. Please.
Like, if there's anything about the F1 community, it's that we're gonna support one another. Thank
Yeah.
God.
No, yeah, exactly.
Happy to see the redemption arc for Kevin. And again, if there's anything this man is, it's a meme. He's hilarious, always there for a good time.
I love him. I love seeing him do silly things, and happy to see him still racing. So, loved that.
NASCAR, bring him back.
Yeah. Ahead of the week. Well, I mean, it's not really ahead of the weekend because it's been like 2 weeks since the last race.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was the announcement that Mercedes had a fix to their power unit that would make it stop blowing up and when it gets too hot, which was really exciting for everyone except if your name is Lando Norris, because his power unit has already exploded too many times. So if he took the new one, it would be a grid penalty. Now, personally, I had said from the start he should take the grid penalty this week.
Yeah.
Because next week is his home race, and he's famously pretty good in Austria, and it's not easy to overtake, but, you know, it's not like Monaco. It's like you can overtake on the track, and Lando does great in Austria, so I was like, give him the penalty here, and let him have the new power unit. Unfortunately, no one on the McLaren strategy team is named Liz, and none of them have brain cells, so he did not have that power unit, and he did not have a great race, which we'll get into later, but I just thought it was interesting to see that they thought they found a fix this weekend. And I mean, there was still a Mercedes power unit DNF in the race, but we'll see if the reliability increases at all in upcoming races.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hope. I don't remember the acronym for it, but that came along with the rules that, like, if your power unit didn't meet a certain level, you could get upgrades, right? Or was that separate from?
I don't know.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I wish I could give you an answer. I don't know.
You're totally fine. Because I know, Red Bull was somehow the best power unit on the grid, if I'm not mistaken, or the best engine that they said, which is crazy because Red Bull's typically running in, the mid to the top. But I do know Mercedes was allowed, I think, 1 or 2 upgrades. So that's their, personal car, but I didn't know if that had to do with the power unit.
There was honestly a lot of upgrades this weekend. Didn't really show in a lot of the cars, but...
Yeah. Well, I guess with that, we can kind of get into the race weekend with all the upgrades.
As we saw kind of throughout the weekend, I don't know if you have any specific practice notes from each session, or we could just do, general practice, but...
Yeah.
As we saw throughout almost, if not every, I didn't really catch FP3 because I was asleep, but I know in FP1 and 2, Cadillac was, on fire.
Yeah.
Cadillac was having Cadillac issues throughout practice, which wasn't great to see. We want them to be doing better, but they did have upgrades. So
they just started a new bit. They were like, what if we just started catching on fire for fun?
Yeah, and I'm not really sure why.
I'm loving it, gotta be honest.
And, I get it, it's hot. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's not like it was not like they were racing. It's not like they were out there all day and they were catching on fire. It was happening instantly.
But this was also happening in last race, right?
Yeah, I think.
So...
I honestly think the last 2 races, because I know they had issues in Monaco too.
Yes, but Checo made it out. But yeah, somebody get on that, please.
There was lots of Cadillac issues. Also, another fork in kitchen moment. Lando had car issues in FP1, missed almost the whole session. Who is shocked? Not me at this point. I don't expect him to get any practice time during a race weekend. So that was cool.
I was gonna say we had some reserve drivers out, I think, for FP1.
I was gonna say lots of babies in FP1. It was interesting because I know they did reserve drivers, or not rookies, babies. I know they did that last race too. Yeah. So I was like, oh, crazy. But yeah, there were lots of babies out, which I didn't realize because I feel like it just happened last race. So I opened my F1 app and I was like, whoa, who are these people?
Yeah, I saw a few Instagram posts. I think, who was it? Who ran one? I think Williams ran one, right?
Williams did. It was.
I think that was the main post I saw.
It was Luke Browning, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I just want to, bring it out. I know that it'll probably happen eventually, but, we're getting all of these reserve drivers. Where's Jack doing?
Stop it.
Haas, put him on the track. Because they're using... I'm so sorry. I don't actually remember his name. They're using a different guy, I believe, in their car.
Yeah, it might be one of their other guys.
And I'm just like,
honestly, Jack? I think they try to, make people who, Jack has, technical F1 experience, so I guess they're trying to give, some of the other guys a shot, but, I miss my friend. Where's my friend?
To be fair, Jack did actually, notoriously only got a few races, and I do believe this was one of them, so he's been at this track, too, not even just behind the car.
Okay.
So, he only got, half the races that season, so.
Half was crazy. He had, 6.
No, I got, 4. I know. I do think it was either at this race or right after this race that he got swapped. So, anyway.
I think it was earlier, but I don't actually know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, people.
Who knows? It doesn't actually matter because he's not here. And I miss him. But yeah.
Any other practice notes that?
I did write Lando's great when his car works because he had a really good couple laps in FP2 and it was refreshing to see. And he was in the top 3, I think, in the timetables, which was nice. But yeah, it's just great to see his car working when it does. Mm-hmm. And then FP3 I did write I was asleep, so I have nothing to share from that. But we can just pop into quali unless you have anything else.
No, I honestly slept through FP2 or FP3 and I missed FP2 myself at work, so.
Okay.
Quali. Whoop whoop. The number one note, I didn't actually physically take notes, but the one thing I was mainly texting you about, all of the teams were going out in doubles.
Yes, I did write for Q1, the regular suspects were out, I fear, and I was like, I wish Williams wasn't part of the regular suspects, but unfortunately this season they are. But yeah, it was Williams, Aston, and Cadillac all out, which was crazy.
And I remember I texted you, and I was just like, oh, I would love to see a Cadillac or a Williams make it out of Q1. But I would love to see them make it out of Q1. And you want to know what they did? Not that, unfortunately.
Definitely not. And I think what was interesting, which we saw, is like not every race weekend it's all teams. Like maybe sometimes one of the Williams makes it out, so it then skews the rest of the order. But because of that, I think it was like a domino effect. And also we've been seeing in past race weekends, Pierre's been doing pretty well, and he was out in Q2. So then it was both V-carbs through, and it really was just team.
Yeah. And even like the Audis, sometimes they're like really separate, but they were
exactly,
smack dab together.
Even like not as separate, but like sometimes one Haas will make through, one won't.
True.
So again, this weekend everyone had separation anxiety, and that's fine. I get it.
There's been like a big conversation going on. I guess like the European tracks really show the car performance, people are saying. Like you can't hide a bad car in Europe, like on these tracks.
Sure.
So I'm wondering if that's why a lot of the teams are going in doubles, because like the cars are just the same.
Again, I hate that that's true, and I hate that Williams is the bad car.
Please. Please. I know. Our hippo, Williams.
Stop. I'm really upset. But yeah, I think that's true, and I think we're seeing that a lot. Even with the race today, I think a lot of the teams in the back of the field were falling far behind, laps behind even.
Yeah.
Which was depressing for F1 fans everywhere.
I personally only have other stuff to mention in Q3. So if you have anything from Q2.
Yeah, I did say Q2 was pretty boring.
Yep.
So that was that's about it.
That's the note.
But yeah, that's it. And my first note from Q3 is that everyone had amazing pace except for the McLarens.
Yeah. Well, sorry. Very sorry.
Like the thing is, the McLarens, that is one thing that I remember from Q2. They had pretty decent pace in Q2. And I don't know what happens every week. Q3 they fall apart, but you know what? That's fine. We'll move on.
Q3 was really exciting for me personally because I was seeing both Lewis and Charles and Max all at the top of the timing charts, and I was like, "Whoa, this is great!" Because I would have never expected these ones to be here, though I was hoping it would happen.
Also, Lewis had that issue in Q3 that I forgot about until right the second, where he didn't get a time because of the fuel. He didn't have enough fuel in his car.
Yeah, that
was crazy.
My stomach dropped. I was like, what do you mean you can't go out? But, I mean, I shouldn't ever question the world champ.
No, I should never question him, but I just hate when, like, cars don't get 2 flying laps during Q3 because it makes me anxious. Like, I don't like seeing no time. I just don't like it.
Well, Lewis did that, and then wasn't it also Max that did that? Because you were saying that you were upset that he was saving tires.
Oh, no, that was Q2, and that did annoy me. But we brushed past that because I forgot to mention it. But I just like when people take strategy risks and it doesn't work out. Because then I'm like, haha, your risk didn't work out.
Hannah would never. Hannah would never.
I mean, it's not just her, though. I trust her with my life. I don't trust the men of Red Bull.
Listen, anytime a good call is made, which happened to be that one, which I wasn't sure about, I thank Hannah because I put everything that's good on her and everything bad is not her problem.
Even though it didn't really matter because I thought they were going to put Max on mediums today and they didn't. So,
no.
The track was hot. So, regardless.
Anyway, back to qualifying round 3. As I said, Charles was doing really good. Lewis was doing really good. Max was doing really good. Obviously, both of the Mercedes were up there. Sorry, McLaren. You just caught a stray. Didn't mean to.
It happens. I gave them the stray first.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Thank you for doing that. But I then see Charles pushing like an animal, if you will. And I was feeling really great, really confident. I was really happy to see he felt confident in his brakes. You could tell. Boom. Provisional pole. I am hooting and hollering, screaming, running around the house, flipping out, right? Then came along Big Daddy, Max Verstappen. And I'm like, oh my God, he's charging it. This is the home race for the team. Almost his home race, very close. And then it happens.
Flung it into the wall.
And I'm like, if anything, I guess Max and Charles can never be separated because they are one and the same. They can't stop
Sure.
copying each other.
Someone's always in the wall, I fear.
Correct. And I'm like, guys, I only have so much mental capacity for this. Like, I can't go through this again. So yeah, Max chucks it into the wall. Thankfully, okay. It looked way worse than it was, I guess, because the car was fine today too.
I was gonna say it looked bad, but then like rewatching it and realizing like it wasn't like he immediately hit the wall. Like he had some like distance and like gravel that slowed him a bit, but it was still a hard crash. I was like, damn.
I would have liked to see how many G's it was. I do kind of find it interesting when they release those, but I never saw anything with that. So let me know if you know. Anybody.
They keep that secret because these boys are racing with damage they probably shouldn't.
Great point. Anyway, so you would think that after you see Max in the wall, yellow flags, and Charles on provisional pole, you'd be locked and loaded. That would be the okay weekend for Isabel, because at least Max still made it into P5 with the slam into the wall.
And that's what the Ferrari garage thought was happening as well.
As we jump
Little
and hoot
did they
and holler.
know. Little did they know, sneaky little George Russell is like, hee 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 hee, I had a really good lap, and it doesn't even matter if I take my foot off the gas because I'm still going to get on pole.
This British weasel getting on the radio. I lifted. I don't care what you did. Well, I do. I understand that it was like still fine, but I was upset.
My thing is, like, everyone's saying it should have been a double yellow, and I agree, but the fact of the matter is it wasn't. And it just shows the stark difference between Kimi and George's knowledge of the sport and just, like,
Very true.
instincts. And George lifted, and Kimi just totally aborted the lap. And then George was on pole. And he was on pole by quite a bit, considering he lifted.
Yeah, he said, what, he was at like 4/10 and then dropped to 2 or something of the sorts because of the lift?
I think it was higher, and
Was
then he
it?
dropped to, like, 4. Yeah.
Jeez, okay. Maybe it was 6 to 4.
So, yeah, I think it was something like that. But insane lap from him, considering there was a massive crash in the middle of it.
The only, again, I don't want to harp on this because, like, the FIA made their choice. I am no steward or president, so I have no call. The only thing that, like, I'm a little hung up on is, like, if Max had moved all this gravel onto the track, George could have easily followed suit right into Max's car.
Well, that's the thing. I 100% think it should have been a double yellow.
Yeah.
I'm not...
Right.
Like, I don't think it should have been a single yellow. The fact of the matter is they didn't make it a double yellow. Like...
I was going to say, sorry, maybe we should explain a little bit of what a single to double yellow would mean.
Yeah, like, a single yellow essentially means you just have to slow down, and a double yellow means, like, essentially stop.
Like you're walking the
like-
track now.
Like, literally walk home. So, like, George knew under the single yellow that he could lift and maybe finish his lap somewhat strong. Kimi thought it was a double yellow and just, like, completely slowed down because it was a massive crash. So, like, that's what you would think, but because in that moment, which it doesn't make sense that they called it a single yellow, but they did, and George was like, I'm not letting this lap go because I don't have anything right now to really go up against the top guys. So, yeah, it was crazy. Everyone agrees that it should have been a double yellow. It's just the fact of the matter is it wasn't.
Can't change it. Right.
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, also, like, right after George crossed the line, they ended up switching it to a double yellow. So, like, Kimi wouldn't have finished the lap anyway, if I'm not mistaken.
I was going to say, I think Kimi was ahead of George, though.
Oh, was he? I thought he was behind.
I think
Okay.
I don't know exactly. I think he might have finished behind him because I think he, like, really...
I'm getting it.
I don't know if this is exactly true. I'm, like,
Okay.
going off the, like, smallest bits of my memory, but it did become one eventually for, like, the few stragglers on track. But it's, like, the last minute or so of Q3 happened so fast. It's, like, everyone's, like, obviously that should have been a double yellow, but, like, to be fair, they got there eventually. It's just sometimes they're slow.
It was just a roller coaster of emotions for me. I'm like, oh my god, favorite driver on pole. I haven't seen that in forever. Oh my god, second favorite driver on the wall. Oh my god, George, who I kind of want to win the title over Kimi, now in pole position over my first favorite driver. What is going on? It was just,
Yeah,
it was crazy in like 5 minutes.
I literally my jaw was on the floor, like and then George was getting investigated, but once I like realized exactly what happened, I was like, he's gonna be fine, because it's like I saw the clip of him like lifting, and I was like, yeah, like he did, like it's not. And I saw like people were like showing around the track that it was like a single yellow, like you could see it, and Kimmy just, to be fair, and also Bono was on the radio saying yellow, but like
Yeah.
I don't know if Bono was confused or if he just meant single yellow. Kimmy thought he saw double yellow on his dash.
Right.
It's all just miscommunication and confusion, but it was good to see George back on pole at the end of the day.
For sure. And just really quick, while we're talking about weird stuff the FIA did this week, I don't know if you saw that we're getting rid of term limits for the presidency now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Voted like 90% or whatever it was. MBS,
Yeah, they're
when I
crazy.
catch you.
No, they're crazy. Like, I don't know what's wrong with FIA.
MBS just wants to run the whole thing and rub Lando's hair, and it's weird.
Stop. I don't want him touching Lando's hair.
Oh
my
never
God.
forget.
I can't. I really can't even think about it. But yeah, that was qualifying.
Yeah, really weird.
I did have to just throw in there that my good friend George Russell was telling people in the interviews after qualifying that he was studying Lando's pole lap from last year, because Lando would put it on pole by such a margin, and
did.
that was part of what helped him. So to everyone out there that talks their game on Lando, everyone is studying his tapes, so get on
Boom.
that. Anyway,
It was a great time. Again, I do really like this track. I wonder if it is more of a regulation discrepancy. I feel like we didn't get the pace we got last year, like the really, really fast laps, but it was still fun to watch.
I also just think it's like the beginning of the race, we got a lot of action,
True.
and then it was kind of like, all right, everyone's just here. Like, it didn't have like the entertainment factor that I feel like we were looking
Usually.
for, but it was good.
To get into all of the race right off the bat, as I tuned in, the first thing that I noticed, I'm looking at tire compounds, as we all do when they all show up on the side. Why is Carlos Sainz on a soft?
He was feeling silly.
Like, what? I just don't know what that would have accomplished. So
I don't know. Maybe they're just collecting data.
Clearly, I get why you would use a soft. Like, obviously the softs are better. They're going to make you quicker. But, like, he's not super high on the grid. The compound wasn't very hard. It was a weird choice, in my opinion. Thankfully,
And it was
nothing-
also 100 million degrees outside.
Right. So I'm like, you're going to put him on a soft? The track was 130 degrees at the start, I think he said. Like, hello?
That's crazy.
Weird.
Yeah, that was insane. I also, one of the first things I caught was everyone was asking Lando if his like issues he was having as far as like his brakes were fixed, and he was like, no.
Right.
Before the race. So that he did fight his car most all day even. So that was cool. I was really feeling optimistic going into the start of the race, obviously.
Let's not fix the brakes or change the power unit. Great thinking,
No.
McLaren.
Well, and the thing is, it's also like his brakes are not in a good spot, and he's on the old power unit. I'm like, at that point, just give him the new one. Like,
You would think. And then we kind of go into the start. Nothing really crazy happened off the line.
It was a good start. Everyone kind of had a good start.
Absolutely. I just thankfully Max got off the line this time.
Sure.
But again, off the line, nothing too crazy, but lots of overtaking within the first 3 laps. Everybody was everywhere.
I was gonna say, I feel like there were little chunks of cars that were each having their own thing. I feel like George kind of got away decently clean, but the Ferraris were involved in some nonsense, and then Lando, Oscar, and Kimi were involved in some nonsense back there. So it was like an interesting start, and there was a lot going on, but
Then we got to lap 3.
oh yeah,
Boom!
yeah, boom. It was
Boom goes the Cadillac.
yeah. All of a sudden, I heard I'm on fire, and I was like, oh, cool.
Yep. I said, oh my God. And you want to know what? I have to say it here. I know that, there's been the conversation of, yes, they're in the same car, but each team builds one car that is going to be slightly better, just, manufacture-wise, part-wise. Why is Valtteri's Cadillac always the one to go first?
It does. Like, it really does. And then you said it was, like, Valtteri, and you were like, oh, not Checo. And I was like, don't worry, he's coming up soon. Like, all that means
Lo and
is he's
behold.
next. And literally 2 laps later, he was gone.
This was the craziest part of the race to me. I mean, I think to most people, but we have lap 3, Valtteri Bottas pulling into the pits on fire. Lap 4, Liam Lawson gets on the radio. I'm on fire. Lap 5, Checo Perez on the radio. I'm on fire. I have to box.
And at this point, I was like, uh-oh, everyone's going to be on fire. Luckily, that wasn't the case. But I was really scared. And also, I know we're going to probably skip over some things we'll go back to, but I have to note that, like, literally 5 to 10 laps later, Liam's on the radio saying, I'm still on fire. I was like, wait, what?
Then proceeded to finish the race, which again we'll talk about later too, but really
Yeah,
weird on
I
that
just-
part.
I couldn't stop laughing because he said he was on fire, and I assumed he was going to, like, box. They were going to, like, put out his fire or see what was happening.
Nope.
And then later, he's just like, I'm still on fire. I was like, oh, cool. Glad we're just keeping that really calm, cool, collected. Nice.
Yeah. And then the next thing I had noted was just that everybody pitted very early this race, which was like interesting.
Before that, I did write Welcome Back 2021 because we had the beautiful Max Lewis situation.
That's my next note.
But yeah, like we had it, they were kind of intertwined because I had, after that, pit strat will be interesting because it was interesting to see who was doing a 3-stop, a 2-stop, a 1-stop. No one did it, but they tried. So Max and Lewis were battling like it was the olden days until I think Lewis pitted. Yeah, Lewis pitted first because that was like he's going for a 3-stop again. But really good wheel to wheel. Love seeing those two, and then of course it ended with Max saying that was illegal.
And you want to know what?
Famously, it was not illegal.
No. But and I'm not gonna I am gonna out you, but I agreed with you entirely where you said just for 1 second I want Christian Horner here for this.
Yeah,
because
I
he would have done something.
I said, you're gonna hate what I'm about to say, and you should probably forget I said it, but I kind of wish he was here just to, like, fight someone, because, like, that would have been hilarious.
And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to forget because I actually was thinking the same thing, and I agree. Like, I want him to be there for 4 seconds, do something really stupid, and then just, like, go back home.
Yeah, but also during this time when we were watching Max and Lewis, I was just reminiscing about Lando and Oscar last year, because that was the best Lando-Oscar wheel-to-wheel we saw last season. And I miss them. And we're going to talk about it later, but I miss when they were fighting for P1 and not P4.
Yeah, it was. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're involved in that fight too, babe.
I wish I wasn't, but you're not wrong.
Yeah.
My next note was Carlos. I don't know if you have anything before that.
My notes are all over the place, but I was really depressed about that.
Yeah, so lap 25. I had stepped away from the TV for 4 seconds, and of course this is when something emotional important
No, I was
happened.
texting you. I was like, should I die? And you were like, wait, what? I was like, oh, Carlos died.
I literally walked away to like wash my plate, and all of a sudden Carlos Sainz is on the side of the road. What even happened? He like hit the curb?
No, his car just stopped.
Oh, Mercedes power unit, welcome back.
Yeah, it was a reliability issue, I'm 95% sure. And his car just stopped, and it was right by the pit lane, so he had a really quick walk back.
Which I'm thankful for because it didn't lead to a long VSC, but virtual safety car for those who don't know. But I did want to say that hearing the onboard audio, I don't know if you remember last year, I kept saying the Williams sounded like a hairdryer. This year, it does not until it literally just on Carlos Sainz. It sounded like a dying hairdryer.
Yeah.
What is going on over at Williams?
I don't know, and I hate it so bad. But I do also have to say with this, because I was texting you a lot of things at once, and you literally were like, what happened? I was missing for 5 seconds. But Kimmy came in and pitted as the yellow flag came out for Carlos, and me and the rest of the world were like, why? Like, it's going to be a VSC in 10 seconds. So I think it was just like a very rare strategy blunder by Bono. I don't know if he like called him in or if he meant to call him in the next lap and Kimmy went in early, or if they were going to pit regardless that lap and then Carlos DNF'd. Like, I don't really know what happened, but it was just a very rare mistake from that side of the garage. And I think it could have been a very different race if Kimi pitted during the VSC.
Yeah, but then the pit lane was closed because Carlos was in the pit lane on fire. So, like, it could have also got messy.
Yeah, he only would have had like 1 or 2 laps to come in, but he was like, nope. So that didn't happen.
Whatever.
But yeah, it would have been interesting to see if he saved those 10 seconds because he was catching up at the end of that race.
But I guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
Then, speaking of Kimi, he then got on the radio and said that he had no brakes, like, this whole second half of the race.
Interesting.
Really weird, because most of the time he feels really confident in the car, and, like, I haven't heard anything about Merc brakes. I know, obviously, like I was talking about last week, Charles and Lewis were switching around their brakes to stuff. But yeah, he just said he had no brakes, and you could kind of see that when he was trying to overtake. He just, like, didn't have the confidence in the car around the corners. So really weird from that.
I don't know if this was before his brake issues, but he did have that crazy overtake on Charles. That was like, it was like a corner like nobody overtakes on, and I was like, what is he doing? But I was
Turn
like,
9.
you know what? He's cooking. Like, he cooked that. Like,
The commentators brought it up, and I'm agreeing, because they bring it up every week. Like, I'm not super great with, like, the turns and the chicanes just yet. This is our second year into the sport. But every week, they're like, Kimi just overtook in the craziest turn possible that's, like, never been done.
no, he's
Why?
just like
Why?
freestyling.
Because he's driving a crazy car.
Yeah, he's like, I could do it. He's literally like, yeah, I could probably do that, and he does. And also, on that note, I don't know what it was with Charles' car, but I feel like at least towards the second half of the race, he really had no pace. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like everyone who tried to overtake him just slammed past him, and I was like, what is happening to this car?
Granted, we got no radios, and, like, I didn't even turn on his personal radio because I couldn't handle it. But I have to assume that it's something similar to my next note about Lewis. He got on the radio and said they had to go into TS mode. I'm not sure what that means.
I did write down what is mode TS.
Not sure, but Carlos Santi, his new engineer, did come on the radio and tell him to do that because of temperature problems. And Lewis said he already didn't have power. So my guess is that both of the Ferraris started to overheat towards this point of the race, and they had to switch into, like, a lower power mode.
Big boom.
Yeah, so we didn't pull a Cadillac, but we did have to, like, shut things down and get slow to stay on track, which is not great. But hey, at least we finished.
Yes, I love things like that. Very exciting.
Oh, actually, I think what you were talking about with Kimi was lap 38, because I have the note, Charles just got double overtaken, I'm guessing by Kimi, then Lewis, and then he decided to pit right after. And I was like, great.
Yeah, it was actually really funny. I feel like a lot of the times in this race, like, the fights didn't really matter. Like, even Max and Lewis at the beginning, like, they would fight and then one of them would pit because there were just a million pit stops. So I was like, so what was the point of all this then? But then this was also, like, the midpoint of the race where everyone was like, I sent you a tweet that made me laugh because it's like everyone's always like plan B4, and they're like, yes. George Russell's like, I would like to do the one stop, please. And they're like, noted.
George Russell, the most chalant person I've ever met. I've never met him, but
he's so funny. He's like, I would like the one stop. Like,
and
okay.
it's also very reminiscent of Monaco, and he's like, did I serve my penalty? Like, dude, you be cryptic on the radio, please.
He is literally, he does not care. He's like, I'm bearing my soul on the radio. Like, everyone will hear it. And we did.
And I think it's really on brand for him, but I know it has Toto, like, absolutely just
yeah. And at this point of the race, when George said the thing about the one stop, my strategic brain is cooking. And I'm like, what if Lando does a one stop? Masterclass. And then my friend and me, Will Joseph, gets on the radio and says, you should, like, we're going to try to, like, hold out a bit. And Lando was like, I have no pace. And I was like, okay, well, there goes my great strategy. But me and Will Joseph, for once in our life, were kind of aligned. And I was like, I love having this era when we're smart and beautiful together. Although it never lasts because, as we discuss every week, McLaren's strategy is so bad.
Yeah. I also don't have it marked when it happened, but in similar, just in notes of pit stops, at one point, I think it was as the VSC was happening, Lewis was meant to pit, and he had just driven past the pit entrance.
Oh, yep.
And they're like, box,
tried.
box, and he's like, well, I already... I'm just like, guys, why do we do this every time? Let them know way before pit entrance. I mean, I understand you have to deliberate, but
when they were talking, I don't know if it was that or something else, and then he was like, we tried. Like, nothing was more Ferrari than that, because I was like, yep, you did try.
whatever.
We did try. But I have a lot to say about the pit stops, because that was kind of the most, honestly, eventful point of the race, because after that, it kind of became a snooze.
Yeah.
But McLaren had some bad pit stops again. I told you, I was like, why are they massaging Lando's rear wing? I don't really know what that was for. Maybe someone could tell me there's a smart reason why that guy was just like rubbing his rear wing, but I don't know. And I was like, this was a bad pit stop. It was like 3 seconds, so it wasn't that bad, but I expect better. And then my other note is Lando had really good pace when he was pushing, and this is where me and Will Joseph become frenemies, because they would say, okay, push, and they would like tell him a certain strategy, and then they'd be like, actually, we're kidding, pit now. So it was like he would push for no reason, and then they would pit him at the worst possible time, and then he would lose all of the work he did and end up in a spot on track he didn't want to end up on. So I was like, I feel like they changed their strategy halfway through telling him the instructions, and then it does not work out, and then I am yelling at them again. So I need them to kind of stick to one thing instead of changing it up, because it literally screwed Lando over maybe 3 times today. So I would like that to stop. That's my public service announcement to the McLaren strategy team.
And I think it's a great one, because I fear that sometimes Ferrari struggles with the same problem.
Well, we'll talk about that later, because I have some notes about that.
I don't, so I can't wait to hear them.
No, not about this race. It's my meme of the week.
Oh, got it. I don't have any other notes about the pit stops other than welcome back speeding in the pit lane for Fernando Alonso in last place. Like, does he really need a penalty?
They're kicking him while he's down. Like, they just
this is a yoke.
This is a yoke.
Let him be.
But yeah, other than that, I don't have a ton of like actual race notes. I don't know what else you have to share. I probably remember stuff.
There's only like 3 that I have left. Notorious also Fernando quote, bye-bye, Lance Stroll retiring on lap 47.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing crazy. Didn't explode on the track this time, so.
Well, that's what I said to you. I was like, if I'm Lance Stroll in this situation, I'm sorry, I'm putting it in a wall and doing something dramatic, or like at least just like stopping in the middle of the track, because this race has gotten boring. And what else? Your car retires every week. Like, just do something kind of crazy. I don't know, or try to get pace. I don't know.
Would have appreciated it, but I understand why we didn't.
Sure.
And then we had a very tiny VSC for Alex Albon, lap 53. He had a little bit of debris fall off, I think. I don't really know.
No, he slammed into the like track marker, and it went into the middle of the road.
I totally missed that. I thought it fell off his car.
No, he hit something, and then it was in the middle of the track.
Damn.
It was hilarious.
And then I have a quote from this race from my favorite driver, Charles. So him and Isaac, however you want to say it, were in a little battle towards the end, probably in like the 50s, 60 range of laps. And eventually, as we said earlier, Charles gets overtaken because I don't know where the pace went from 2nd to 8th. Like, I can't even think about it. Charles gets on the radio and he just says, in the plainest voice you've ever heard, these tires are shit.
Yeah.
It's not the tires, baby. It's the car.
He tried. Like...
He's just so fed up, and it was so funny. Like, he couldn't even take it anymore.
It's just crazy to me, because, like, truly and honestly, I forgot he started P2. Like, no offense. I'm just saying, like, because, like, he lost pace halfway through the race. It's like, during the pits, you really didn't know where people were going to end up. Like, I'm kind of surprised Lewis, I mean, he went into that mode, whatever. But Lewis was, like, really fighting up there for most of the race. And, like, they were talking about the, like, pit strategy with him and Max, because, like, they were fighting for a good portion. And then all of a sudden, both of them, I was like, wait, they started P2 and 3. Like, what happened? Literally what happened?
I kind of feel like this has kind of been has been a reoccurring issue in the Ferrari 2026 season, where I think we can't maintain good pace. And
I
that's kind of where the
agree.
problem lies.
Yeah.
But we got upgrades. It's clearly they did something for quali, so hopefully they can just make them last longer.
You just need that race pace. Like, that's really the name of the game.
Yeah, so... And the starts are gone, so, like, you don't even have that anymore. Let's lock in, people.
That was a fun era when those were a thing.
Dude, that first race, the high that I felt watching those fly off the line. Ugh.
Yeah, those were cool.
But those are all my race notes, personally.
My only last one was George, well, George was losing his pace a little bit towards the end, and Max and Kimmy were both on him. Kimmy was on Max, and Max was not as close to George, but Kimmy and Max were fighting that last lap. Like,
oh, yeah.
If there was one more lap, I think Kimmy would have overtaken him. So they crossed the line, like, less than 2/10 off each other, which was crazy.
Yeah. Actually, this was at the beginning of the race, so thankfully it didn't persist. But I did also just want to mention that, like, I don't know why Kimi Antonelli can't keep it on track.
Oh, I knew that was going to happen this race.
Yeah,
because he famously struggles with track limits, and
This is what I'm
I was
saying.
like, I knew he was going to be all over the place, and he was.
Like, I'm grateful he didn't get track limits this time, I guess. But, like, just keep it there, bud. He flies everywhere. It's so weird. Anyway, just something to mention.
He's just wildin'. And then, I mean, now we get into kind of the post-race, but George's drink system failed.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this is just the craziest place in the world for that to happen. Not the craziest place in the world, but considering it was a hot race, and knowing George struggles with that, as most do, but, like, I just have
Run it back, Singapore.
I have, like, very, like, vivid memories of George struggling with that, so I felt really bad, but happy he got that water post-race, got that champagne, obviously, he was thirsty.
You know what we got? We got a T-pose! Welcome back, T-pose!
I was the most, like, what did I say, like, the most chill. He was just kind of, like he was trying to be nonchalant.
Yes. And he was. I think that's what I needed, though, because I think you can't get too crazy with the T-pose until we're in, like, a more comfortable situation. But a mini Sally, I needed that.
Oh, no, I needed it. It made me really happy, and I loved it. I was really happy for him, and I love it. I loved seeing him have a little bit of his mojo back, because he was saying some things in press conferences this week that made me scared. He was reminding me of Lando being, like, down and out on things. So I was feeling positive to see him back on top.
Yeah. Great time. But, yeah, then we got a little podium. Cute. Everybody spraying each other with champagne. You know the drill.
Yeah. Broken family on the podium. Even F1 was posting about the divorced parents and their child. I loved it. I was eating it up. I was doing a front flip. And, yeah.
Welcome back, Verstappen.
Literally my dream. And yeah, my final note is that I should be McLaren's race strategist, and they should call me, because I think Lando would win the championship if I was there.
Somebody send my good friend Liz a contract, please.
Thank you. But yeah, we can now look at the podium versus our podium predictions if you'd like to.
Absolutely.
I do have to say, before we do this, because I know my podium wasn't right, but this was my podium prediction for Barcelona, aka the last race, so I'm still taking that as a win because it happened just 2 weeks late.
That's true. So your predicted podium for this week was Lando, George, Charles.
Okay.
Not bad.
Nice. I mean,
Got one?
got one. Lando and Charles were,
They were in the mix for a minute.
They were.
So, take what you can get.
Sure.
My podium was George, Charles, and Max. So, I got 2. Max was in the wrong spot, but hey, I'll take it.
That's
I
okay.
wanted
It
him on
happens.
the podium for Red Bull. So, go team.
Sure. Love it.
But those were our predicted podiums. So then to predict, if you would like, for the future. So we move into Silverstone or Silverstone, if you're British. And this is also a sprint weekend. So we have 2 predicted podiums.
Yes. And my first podium Should we do our sprint or our regular first?
I was going to lead with the sprint, personally.
Okay. So I forgot it was a sprint when I was drafting my podium, and then I switched some things around. So for my sprint podium, I'm really just bringing back the vibes of 2025, and it's going to be Lando, Oscar, and Max.
Liz. That's a good podium.
Thank you. I thought you were going to say it was the same as yours.
It's really similar, but it's not the same.
Okay.
Again, sprints are shorter. I think we can get some things accomplished that we usually can't in a normal race. And my sprint podium was Lando, Charles, Oscar. So pretty similar.
Okay. Same vibes. Yeah. I mean, Lando did win the Miami sprint.
Yes.
Let us not forget.
I think the McLarens are really good, and I think they could finish a sprint.
There's not a lot of strategy there. So
Right. Minimal
Gotta
strategy.
love it.
Minimal laps to explode. So it's looking positive.
Sure.
Then the real race podiums. Now, this is where I don't feel as confident, but I do think it could happen for me.
I feel relatively confident.
Let me hear it.
So my original podium, before I remembered it was a sprint, and also knowing my issue where whenever I put Lando on a podium, he is not there. So I took Lando out of the mix because my original podium was all British, George Lewis Lando, bringing it back, except George is winning. Because I'm really putting George on the Lando 2025 arc, so he's winning this race. I swapped it so it's just George Lewis and Kimi instead of Lando.
Guess what?
Same?
Full podium, Kimi, George Lewis.
Okay, amazing. So we're on it.
We're aligned. I fear that the Mercs are just going to fly with it.
I think it'll be a really good track, and I think, honestly, Lewis could get the win, depending on the strategy. But Lewis, this is his track. Like, he's won the most on this track. He is amazing. He, until last season, had never finished below P3. So this is a Lewis track. He's going to be up there, and I just see the Mercs up there as well. But if it is an all-British podium, it will be my best day ever.
I agree. Well, bring it back. Bring it back. I would love... A home race means so much to me, so I'd love to see it.
And speaking of the home race, I was going to put one of these people on my podium, but I'm not because I'm not that bold. But my bold prediction is either Arvid, Alex, or Ollie will finish in the top 6.
Oh, okay. I actually kind of forgot Ollie was British. Like, obviously he is, but didn't think about it.
Easy to forget. But yeah.
Damn.
No, not him.
I know,
just that he's British. And obviously Alex doesn't race under the British flag, but he's British by nature. And obviously I'm not very confident in, I might be the least confident in Alex out of those, which is actually heartbreaking to say, but the Williams is just so bad. But one of them, I think honestly, Arvid, shockingly, has the best chance because he's up there most often. But Ollie's had some great races, so one of them's going to be in the top 6.
I hope. But talking of the top 6, do we want to move into our P9s?
Yeah, so we could talk about our last week predictions and your big win.
Whoop whoop, if we were keeping track. But we're not. Last week, my prediction was Liam Lawson, P9. And as I said, Liam Lawson consistently keeps getting that P9, and I never guess him, so I finally bit that bullet, and it paid off.
I guess Pierre, because famously, he is always one of the... It's always Pierre and Liam somehow into Q3 with the big 4, if you will.
Yeah.
But Pierre did not slay this week, so sorry, Pierre. I think he was P13.
Ooh.
Sorry, King, but... Your hair's looking great.
True. Very true. He was mogging at the end, as you said.
He was mogging. I was like, wait, why is Pierre kind of slaying right now? Good luck, Pierre. But yeah, in the championship, there was a little movement in P9.
I don't know.
So it was your man, Isak.
Oh, you're talking drivers. I thought we were talking constructors. Sorry.
Oh, constructors is still the same. It's going to be Audi until we say it's not Audi, but no one is getting points down there. Which is crazy, because you'd think Audi would. But it was Isak.
Okay.
It is now back to Pierre.
Oh, okay. Work.
So, same guys are kind of keeping the P9 spot warm.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's crazy to think that, like, I feel like I expected some more, like, not like lower teams, but I expected the Carlos Sainz's and Alex Albons of the world up in the P9 spot. And
Yeah.
as we've said many times today, Williams just isn't it right now.
Nope. But that brings us into who you think will end in P9 for Silverstone, if you have a prediction ready.
Would you like me to share mine first?
I fear we might have the same one, but I could be wrong. But yes, please go first.
I don't think we do.
Okay.
I am going a little bit off the beaten path. Saying that sounds crazy. But we've been seeing a lot of the same guys in the top 10, top 13 even. I'm picking someone who's due for a bit of a like redemption style drive.
Okay.
And it is Gabby Bortoleto.
Oh, you know I love it. You know I love it.
I just like him and Nico, it could be either of them. They like the Audi, they keep saying like the Audi, once it's like cooking, will have the pace. We just haven't seen it yet. I think this could be a good week for Gabby, and I'm putting him in my P9, and it's kind of bold. He might not even make it out of Q3, but God, I hope he will.
I would love to see it, so I'm fully in support of that. And I actually love that. You know, I put Nico here a lot. Did Nico get points?
Yeah.
Do you know this week?
Today?
Yeah. Still no? Damn. Nico, please
No.
get your first points. I'm literally praying.
Audi still just has 2 points.
Thank you, Gabby, I guess. But my prediction, in light of last week, it being Liam Lawson yet again, and this being the British GP, I put his good old teammate, Arvid Lindblad.
See, I was gonna put Arvid, but then I have my bold prediction of him being in the top 6, perhaps. So I was like, I'm gonna keep that alive. So yeah,
That's fair.
I think that's more realistic than mine, honestly. But you know, I love that boy, so I would love to see some points for his home race.
Let's hope and pray and see. But after that would move into our memes of the week that we cover every week just to encapsulate the race weekend or something of note that happened this weekend. I kind of have 2 very small ones. I don't know how many you've racked up.
Okay, everyone. I have to share that I had a brilliant, perfect, amazing meme of the week that came to me in a vision a couple days ago. Somehow I forgot it. And all I remember that it was so good. So maybe one day I'll remember it, but I don't have it today. And I do have like 3 to 4 half-baked memes. So I'll let you go first because you have 2.
Yeah, mine first one's really quick. I was just laughing or reminiscing about the Kimmy divorce child memes. I just thought they were very funny, seeing that he was with both his parents.
I'm obsessed with them and I love seeing it.
Yes. And then my secondary one, I actually didn't bring this up in our race recap, and I meant to. There were multiple radios between Max and GP and George, and I'm so sorry, I don't know his race engineer's name, where we got 0 captions. And
Yes!
I couldn't understand a thing.
No, we were texting that. We were texting the same things. Like, Max was really bad. That one time George sounded like Kermit and we both said it at the same time and we couldn't understand a word he said. I'm like, well, I understand they can't move that quick sometimes, but truly I have no idea what these boys are saying.
Yes. So in light of that happening, not once, not twice, but thrice, I have the Kimi Räikkönen, no, we cannot hear you. Box if you can hear me. And then he's like, can you hear me? No, I cannot hear you. Box if you can hear me. He's like, you can't hear me, but you answer. Just reminiscent of that because I actually couldn't understand them.
No, I couldn't understand anything. That was really good. That was
Thank
a good
you.
poll. I have 2 that are race-ish specific, 1 that's more championship specific, and 1 random one that I just like kept laughing at this week. So my race specific that I teased earlier is the tweet that I sent that it was like McLaren versus Ferrari strategy, trash versus garbage.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Yeah.
It's just like every race at this point, both of them. Again, Ferrari wasn't bad today, but it's just like one of them or both of them. Someone's screwing something up.
Yep.
So just gave me a giggle. My other one is a little stupid.
Oh no.
People were tweeting yesterday after quali when Lando and Oscar qualified 6 and 7. All the 6
I was gonna mention this too.
and it was just making me giggle. My next one I did also tease earlier, but the fight for P4 in the championship is heating up, and it is famously between Oscar, Lando, Charles, and Max.
You know, our like championship contestants, right?
Contenders.
Thank you from last year.
Yeah, so fighting for P4, really heating up over there. Keep your eye on it. Gonna be huge. Just to, work through the depression, I had to highlight that. And my last one that has nothing to do with this, but I just saw the clips a couple times this week and they made me laugh. That Twitch stream with George, Lando, Charles, and Alex, and when they're talking about Goat Simulator, and George is like, do you milk the goat? Mate, you are the goat. I just got that clip so many times this week, and every time I laugh out loud. They're so stupid, and I love them so much.
The way that Charles cracks himself up with that statement is so peak. It's so good. Watch it if you're sad, because I'm sad.
Charles is laughing. George is genuine. Yep. Lando and Alex are just confused. It's it's beautiful. It's my dream, and I miss them.
Goat Simulator. I love the way he says it.
Do I milk the goat?
Great classic.
Those are my half-baked memes. I hope everyone enjoys.
I guess that's kind of everything from Austria. Beautiful track. Love those flowers.
Stunning.
But next week we get into Silverstone. Home race to many.
Happy British Grand Prix. Nothing will beat last year for me, personally. Unless Lando wins and Nico Hulkenberg scores a podium. Again.
Question though, did Lando get a grandstand again? A fan stand, whatever?
Oh, it's big. It's bigger this year.
I mean,
the Lando stand gonna be wild, and I actually saw someone tweet that instead of the car, they should just have everyone carry him around the track. And I agree, but I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be beautiful. I wish I was there. I have FOMO, and we need to go someday.
Yeah, I agree. TBD, it is showing at AMC theaters, so if anybody's interested in that, have fun there. I am maybe camping. I might be off the grid for this. I'm hoping I'm not.
Oh boy.
We shall see.
Last time that did not go well for anyone.
And if it's again, I will have to rewatch everything on Monday because I can't do that again.
No, yeah.
But
100%. I meant more on the terms of our guys not finishing the race.
Yeah, I'm just hoping if I don't watch that won't happen.
Okay. Aligned.
Thank you. But I guess with that, not a word, my people.
Not a word.
And
Goodbye.
we'll see you at Silverstone.